What do you think is the greatest anime ever made?
My favorite anime is...
But I think the best anime of all time is...
The goated anime is...
My favorite anime is...
The best anime is clearly...
Oh, I made coffee, cause I think for this video, I'm gonna need all the energy I can get. Cheers. So, longtime anime YouTuber and guy with the kookiest hair in Japan, the Anime Man, recently made a video asking famous YouTubers their opinions on the best anime ever. And it looks like a great video. I say that because I haven't watched it yet. Now, this is not me being a hater. This is me not having the time or the patience to go through a 1 hour long video. It's the same reason why I don't go see movies in movie theaters, because I don't have the arrow buttons to fast forward through any of the boring scenes, and I need that control. Sometimes there's just too much boring shit. And yes, the video was posted a month ago, maybe almost 2 months ago at this point, but because of the sheer volume of the video and so much that I would have to watch, it's just kind of deterred me from taking on that video for now. Now with that being said, I am a fan of Joey. I feel like I don't need to justify it anymore. But this isn't just a great video, it's also a great case study, because anime is really popular nowadays. I remember when it was still cringe to watch anime and say that you liked anime and kind of talk about it with all your friends. And if you're able to get 100 YouTubers to not only admit that they watch anime, but to pick their favorite anime out of all the anime out there, well then that must mean they watch a decent amount of anime and probably like it. And yet, just like when I have conversations with my friends about which animes they're watching or which animes they enjoy, I feel like the answers are gonna be from a select few. One Piece, Naruto, One Punch Man, Attack on Titan. I feel like that's it. Now, I'm not saying that these are bad animes in any way or form, but it's the equivalent of people saying that their favorite television show is Friends or Game of Thrones. So I wanted to break down Joey's video and actually analyze the data to see which animes are most popular among YouTubers. And more importantly, which YouTubers I can respect, aka which YouTubers are watching things that aren't considered mainstream. Okay, but for real, this isn't me trying to gatekeep, this is all just for fun. I'm just interested to collect the data and kind of see what animes are popular among influencers that we admire and respect. I honestly do believe that a lot of people are going to say one of the very mainstream, very popular animes, like one of the 4 that I listed before.
My favorite anime of all time is none other than One Piece.
One Piece.
One Piece.
One Piece. It's One Piece.
One Piece.
One Piece. Of course it's One Piece.
But I will be pretty surprised if they list any animes that I've never heard of, or just ones that are not really considered mainstream. It will be a breath of fresh air. But yeah, I'm gonna collect the data and see which anime is most popular, maybe which one is least popular, and also kind of look at other things like the genre, the year that it was created, etc. Also, make sure to check out the full video on the Anime Man's channel. I feel like this took a lot of work to collaborate with so many influencers, as well as just get them to send a clip. So props to making the video, and now I will go ahead and get that data. Let me just get a little more coffee first. Okay, let's go.
In my opinion, the best anime of all time is Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist!
I'm gonna have to say Dragon Ball Z because I challenge you to name one other anime. Didn't think so.
I already know a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but I gotta go with Dragon Ball Z. You know,
There's actually so much to choose from, but I think it would be Bleach.
But I think the best anime of all time is probably Death Note.
Pacing itself is so intense that every episode itself packs so much information into it that some anime take an entire season to provide to you.
The best anime, in my humble opinion, is Toradora. My favorite anime of all time is High School of the Dead.
Alright, an hour of footage compiled into data. But before I actually show the data, there are just a few key points that I wanted to go through. I feel like we have to mention a few of the fan favorites from the video, just people who we want to know what their favorite animes are. First, we'll start with PewDiePie. His was short and sweet, and he thinks the best anime is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
The best anime is clearly JoJo.
Now, I'm also a fan of JoJo. I can see why a lot of people in the video gravitated for JoJo being the best anime ever. Not only because it's kind of like quirky and really keeps you on your feet the whole time that you're watching it, but because of all the little subtle hints that are given in the anime that are references to musics, genres, and stuff like that. It really kind of reminds me more of an American styled anime instead of a Japanese styled anime, and I think that's what kind of sets it apart and why a lot of people, especially abroad, really resonate with it. And I also know there's just like a really like underground JoJo fan base community, and they just really hype up the anime all the time. Next, of course, we have to mention Pokimane, the Pokimane, and she said that the best anime is Parasite.
My favorite anime is Parasite. Cool and creepy concept.
I remember Parasite being super big during its release and everything, but by the end, I don't know if I was really into it as much anymore. Now, at the time that I was watching Parasite, I feel like that was like the mainstream anime of the season. But I don't know, I guess it kind of has fallen off because when I was watching the video and just thinking of animes that I would say, Parasite did not come into my mind whatsoever. Next is Ludwig, and I swear on my life, I feel like Ludwig was gonna say One Piece, just like literally everyone else in the video said. Because if you watch Ludwig and you know that he has the Nami figurine and like is just a Nami sim 100%.
I want to get kicked in the balls.
But surprisingly, he's a very worldly dude. His favorite anime is Welcome to the NHK, and it's something that I have not even seen yet. So if there is one anime expert that is like outside of trash taste, I feel like Ludwig might be the man for that.
The goated anime is Welcome to the NHK. It deals with loneliness better than any medium I've ever watched, regardless of anime. And I think that's a topic that anyone relates to.
He's just like spitting out animes that I didn't even know existed, so I gotta go check that one out for sure. And then of course, we'll quickly go over the favorite animes of the trash taste and friends, as I like to call it, like the OTV and friends of Japan.
What do you think is the greatest anime ever made? I'll go first. It's a very difficult question, but short answer would probably have to be...
My favorite anime is... And to nobody's surprise,
And for me, that is none other than the best anime, or best series really, in the world.
What do you think the greatest anime ever made is?
I've ever seen is...
My favorite anime is
So we'll just run through this really quick. Joey's pick is Serial Experiments Lane, not surprising. Pretty sure we talked about that before. Connor's was, of course, no surprise, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Garn's pick is Full Metal Alchemist. I'm pretty sure Brotherhood, because after you've watched Brotherhood, if you watch the original, it just kind of goes way too slow. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Sydney's pick, I was actually surprised. She chose the 1989 classic Monster. I'm pretty sure it's 1989. And I'm not a huge anime buff for older animes, especially when, you know, like I wasn't born yet, or like I was like 3. But I have watched Monster before, and I think it is really good for the quality of anime at the time. And I think the storyline really pulls it through. But God, I was sure she was gonna say some kind of hentai, because like that's her brand, right?
I want to get kicked in the balls.
And then Chris, Mr. Abroad in Japan, he chose Great Teacher Onizuka, which for some reason I'm not really surprised by this choice either. I feel like because he was a teacher in the past, and it kind of just like all fits in. And not that he is a gangster or anything, but I can imagine like his teaching style could be like that, like an overzealous kind of teacher. It fits for some reason. And I forgot to mention Aki's favorite anime, which was SpongeBob. Probably the best answer so far. So that's just a super brief summary of what's in the full video. Make sure to check that out to get all of their opinions of what the best anime is. But if you're kind of like me and you don't have that much of an attention span in order to watch an hour-long video and that kind of thing, I do have the data compiled so that you guys are all able to see what's up. So the spread spread of anime that actually showed up in the video was surprising and very long, and that was very annoying. For some reason, I thought like 50 people would say One Piece, 30 people saying Naruto, and like 10 people saying, like, I just felt like everything was gonna be encompassed in like 10 different animes or something like that. But aside from a few fan favorites, it was really spread across the board, and everyone kind of had a different opinion, a different anime to share. So first we'll just look at the best anime ever according to YouTubers, which is the anime that was chosen the most as the best anime. And as I predicted, number 1 is One Piece. Like, I can't say that I'm surprised because it's the top anime in Japan. It's the top, and like, people in Korea know it, people around the world know it, and even if it's not like the favorite of someone, they still know about it. It's like the BTS of anime. But in joint second, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Full Metal Alchemist, Gurren Lagann, and Evangelion. Of course I've seen JoJo, of course I've seen One Piece, of course I've seen Full Metal Alchemist. I haven't actually watched all of Gurren Lagann. It's in a lot of people's mouths, so I feel like it's something that eventually, I promise, I will watch. But I feel like this top 5 list is just very interesting because it has old animes, it has newer animes, it has animes that have been running a really long time. But because there were so many anime listed in the video, I wanted to see if people gravitated towards older anime versus newer anime, and what kind of genre most people were interested in. So if we talk about YouTubers' favorite animes based on the release date, we have some interesting information as well. It's actually divided more or less pretty equally, with the before 2000s animes, around 31% of people enjoyed that. Animes made after 2000 but before 2010, it was around 21%, and then animes made after 2010, it is more of a whopping 48%. And this information pretty much says that the popularity of anime has skyrocketed ever since 2010. I feel like, you know, more people are being onboarded to watch anime and to react to anime and just to become more a part of the anime community. And I'm kind of surprised that there's so much nostalgia in the anime community, just because that 31%, that's pretty high for like the older animes that are before 2000. The whole industry now is just getting more and more episodes out, more and more new animes out, just because people's attention spans are so much lower. I understand that a lot of people kind of miss the older style of anime, just because I feel like it was a simpler time. And we'll just go into our final analytic, which is the genre breakdown. Now, no surprises to me. I assume that because One Piece is like an action adventure, I just feel like everyone is kind of gravitated towards those kinds of animes. And I was correct. Around over half of the animes that were mentioned were the action adventure genre. Surprisingly, coming in second place is psychological. For some reason, I just felt like it would be sports, but actually there weren't that many sports animes that were recommended or mentioned in the video. Comedy was in third place, also competing with romance, which was in fourth place, just a little under comedy. And then I made a new category called Other, which included isekai, magical girl, and music genre. And honestly, I didn't even know magical girl was a genre. I was like, what can I put Sailor Moon and all these other like magical girl genres into? Kind of like its own category, because I'm like, what the hell do I do with this? Now lastly, but most importantly, I'm sure you guys want to know what my favorite anime is, or what anime I think is the greatest of all time. Now, my favorite anime is Hitman Reborn. It's kind of what got me into anime in the first place. It's one of the first like full-on anime series that I watched, and it's just really nostalgic. And overall, it just has a nice message. It's action, adventure, but also just like school life and slice of life. And I wouldn't say that my favorite anime is the greatest anime of all time, just because I feel like the criteria are a little different. And I think this was the only issue with collecting data from Joey's video, just because there were people who wanted to name like 5 different animes and say that these are the best animes ever, or there are people who just didn't really have one.
My favorite is that 2-minute compilation you sometimes see on Twitter of just food being made by Studio Ghibli.
So overall, what did I learn from doing this? Firstly, the best anime is based on how you feel. I feel like there's so much emotion attached to one's favorite anime, and I think that's what makes it the best anime ever. I don't think it's based on the style, the storytelling, the animation. It's really just how you connect with that anime, which makes it the best of all time. And because we're all such different people and have different stories and different life experiences as well, I feel like we all connect to something a little bit different. Secondly, YouTubers are horny.
Which is so gross. Ew.
I want to get kicked in the balls.
Third, old anime still hold up in this day and age. And you know, there's the nostalgia factor, but I also think that storyline and storytelling kind of just a little better in those older animes, to be honest. Of course, there are so many older animes that flop as well, but that's the same with newer animes too. There's some that are great, there are a lot that flop, they're still just like throwing shit out there. Fourthly, I'm pretty unique because no one said my favorite anime, so I'm not one of those bandwagon One Piecers. No offense, bandwagon One Piecers. And finally, this was a pain in the ass to make. I know I wanted to watch Joey's video for such a long time, and that hour of video was really kind of like, oh, I don't know if I could get through it. But making this video helped me to actually take time to watch Joey's video, so I feel like in the end, it's all worth it. And I think I need to make more coffee now. That wraps up the video for today. Make sure if you haven't watched Joey's video, the main video that this video is being created off of, make sure to go check that out. I'm sorry that I haven't been as active on this channel. I feel like I really want to start making more things, but I've been just like brain lagging and other things have been coming up in my IRL life. So once I get the creative juices flowing a little more and kind of like find things that I really want to make, I know I'm gonna be on the channel more often. But motivation for me is also to see the channel grow and to see a lot of comments and likes on the video, so make sure to do all of that pretty please. And also let me know if there's anything specific that you want to see in the next video. Make sure to leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.